Wait a minute, I hear something.
Dr. Movie! Dr. Movie! Blueberry News! Dr. Movie! Dr. Movie! Yeah!
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Dr. Movie, your favorite show on wheels. That's right, heading down the highway this morning. It's morning for me. Who knows what it is for you? But anywho, there are crazy movies. There is, bat crap crazy movies. There's what the heck did I just watch movies. And then there's Forbidden Zone. I don't even know if you can really call this a movie, because it's only got a runtime of an hour and 14 minutes. It's more like an experiment. And it's going to be near impossible to describe this movie, because it's kind of like a fever dream. It is a comedy / musical. You know how I feel about that. But this is different, because you don't just break out into song for no reason. So in that case, musicals are kind of okay. This is a musical in the sense of a 1930s Marx Brothers movie being a musical, right? And that's really what this is. This came out in 1980, and it's really a throwback movie. It's trying to make a movie that has American 1920s, 1930s, but then it also has like German expressionism in it. It's the weirdest combination of stuff, and the weirdest cast possibly ever. But yeah, 1980 comedy musical, Forbidden Zone. It has a 6.5 out of 10. That is wild. It is enjoyable, but you can't really tell why. It's got an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it means somebody likes this movie. Listen to this synopsis, right? Movie's called Forbidden Zone. And here you go. Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo tour the kinky realm of Little Fausto, which is Hervé Villechaize, and his queen, Susan Terrell. That alone, those two names, I mean, Tattoo and Susan Terrell together as husband and wife, as king and queen of the Forbidden Zone. I mean, that alone should make you go, okay, we got to check this out. It is so bizarre. It's got like Monty Python type animation in it, if you know what I'm talking about. Terry Gilliam style animation, where it's like cutouts of people and they're floating down through things, and it like Monty Python. So this thing is just all over the place. Now, you heard me say Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo. So before there was a band called Oingo Boingo, there was a band called the Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo, which is, again, reflecting back on 1920s, 1930s big band era. The first time I saw the Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo was on an episode of The Gong Show. They were on there as an act. And yeah, it was insane. But yeah, eventually this morphed into just Oingo Boingo. This movie is directed by Richard Elfman. Elfman. That name sounds familiar. Right. He's the brother of the genius Danny Elfman, right? I mean, all the musical scores, lead singer, music, composer of Oingo Boingo. Richard Elfman, I guess you can say is kind of a genius too, because he directed this movie, and it is a sight to see. The first time I saw this, for the longest time, you could only find this movie in black and white, which is a trip. But now they've got a colorized version that's on Tubi that you can check out, which I like better. That's just me. No real particular reason. I just like seeing some of these things in color. I don't even know where to really start. That synopsis gave us nothing, absolutely nothing. It's really based on this haunted house that I think a drug dealer is holed up in, and he ends up getting spooked because there's an entrance to the forbidden zone in it, and he leaves, and then a family moves into it, which is the weirdest bunch of people you've ever seen. I mean, there's a mom and pop, which is kind of like Ma and Pa Kettle, if you have any idea what I'm talking about there. It's an old not TV series, but more of a movie series of Ma and Pa Kettle. Again, we're flashing back to 30s, 40s, and they've got Grandpa, who is the same age as the son, who's dressed up like a Boy Scout, which are two Jewish men, and then there's the daughter, who is French. I don't know what to tell you, but they end up. French finds the entrance to the. Actually, they're missing a brother. Another brother's missing, I believe. Is that right? Or a cousin? No. It's another character in the movie that's missing, and they go looking for him. Good Lord. Let's see. Let's look at our cast. We got Danny Elfman playing the devil. Yeah. He makes an appearance and does a number a la Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Remember the scene where the devil's dipping the bicycle and, the nightmare that he has? It's reminiscent of that, but it's more in a 1930s style, with a zoot suit devil singing "Hidey Hidey Ho," Minnie the Moocher, but they changed the words. So there you go. We've got Marie Pascal Elfman. That's right, same last name, and she plays Susan B. French, or Frenchie. So she's the French girl, right? Matthew Bright's in here as Squeeze It. What's the other character? The one that's missing. Squeeze It, and I don't know. It don't matter. He plays a boy and a girl. They're supposed to be twins, I guess. And the girl is in the forbidden zone because the king was infatuated with her. Don't really know why, but there you go. As we said, Susan Terrell, I mean, come on. When you want crazy, there's two people you go for. There's Gary Busey and Susan Terrell, right? Like we said, Hervé Villechaize is in this as the king, King Fausto. He's tattooed. I mean, I don't know that there's really much else to really talk about it. You got Joe Spinell that pops in here a little bit. Couple of little cameos. But I'm telling you, this movie is so bizarre. I really don't know what to tell you. The school scenes are just insane. It just everything about it. It's just it's possibly the craziest, weirdest thing I've ever seen. but somehow it's enjoyable. There's a big-headed frog character in a tuxedo that runs around, who works for the queen and king. Their daughter, the princess, runs around in just some well, she didn't even wear just panties and high heels and no top, no nothing. So she's running around naked the whole movie. You got lots of dry humping going on in this movie. You got a long dinner table that the king and queen are eating at, and a person is suspended from the ceiling who's holding candles in his hands, and he's suspended like Superman, like he's flying, right? And he's got candles sticking up out of his toes on the back end and candles sticking up in his hands in the front, and he's trying to balance the whole time. I mean, it's just insane. And but yeah, it's all about going to the Forbidden Zone and saving people and bringing them back and destroying the Forbidden Zone. I don't know what else to tell you. It's got, you know, they do a thing where they tie Frenchie down to a table, and almost like a Frankenstein kind of laboratory, and you know, they're gonna use sexual devices on her, and I mean, it's just it is just all over the place, but in a musical form. Some really bonkers animation in it. Is just I really don't know what to tell you, folks. You have to see it to believe it. I'm hoping that you clicked on this, because I'm really struggling here to try to tell you about this movie. It's just the most. I mean, you got, you know, the one character that's slowly turning into a chicken boy, and I just don't know. I mean, it's so bizarre, so bizarre. If you think Hazu, which I still need to cover on here too. If you think Hazu is weird, nah, man. This thing's even weirder because it's English, right? It's American, and you kind of give a movie a pass when it's weird and it's from, you know, Japan or, you know, something like that. But when it's from here, you're really going, what's the excuse, right? Because you're hoping people in other countries don't see this movie and go, this must mean something in that country that we just don't understand. No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean a thing. This movie is just crazy. In a way, it feels like not Flash Gordon, but Flesh Gordon. It's got that same kind of cheap set feel. A lot of the caves, you can tell, is just construction paper wadded up to make rocks. It's just, you know, again, it's got the German expressionism, because the houses are just cardboard cutouts of houses that are just standing up against a background. You got the two twins that are on, well, I say twins. I don't know that they're twins. The two guys that are on UHF that are there for the fundraiser, and they're going, they just do like weird vocal sounds that kind of pop up all through this movie. I'm telling you, it's just the weirdest thing, man. I'm gonna have to bring this to a close, because I really have nothing else to say that's gonna make any sense. But yeah, it's on Tubi. It's in color. Prepare yourselves, because you might even feel violated after you watch this for some reason, because it is so bizarre. That's really all I got on this one. But you know what? Here's the thing. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's still quite enjoyable in a weird kind of way. So, hey, if you're a fan of this one, reach out to me. Let me know. And Cause again, I don't know anybody else that's ever seen this movie that I've ever talked to. But yeah, let me know what you think about this one. Give me your feedback, your thoughts and comments on this one. If you haven't seen it, I highly encourage you to find an hour and 14 minutes where you can just sit down and go, okay, I'm going to leave here probably dumber than when I came in. But you need to experience this movie just to say that you did. All right, folks, that's all I got for this one. If you got movie recommendations, you know what to do. Just let me know. Be glad to do them for you. All right, folks, that's it for this one. We will talk to you later.
Dr. Movie.